Today I thought I'd talk a little bit about our local transportation projects and especially some of the larger ones that are out there. First and foremost is the Walk Bridge project, which is garnering a lot of attention because it is a big project. First of all, this is going to be large and it's taking up a lot of my time, making sure that I'm protecting Norwalk businesses and Norwalk interests such as the Maritime Aquarium as well. And I want to make sure that we're doing it right, because there's not only the Department of Transportation, there's the Army Corps of Engineers, there's the Coast Guard, there's the Federal Railway Administration, and there's the Army Corps of Engineers. There's a lot of alphabet soup here that's working on this because of the fact that every time that bridge doesn't open, or any time the Northeast Corridor is down for Amtrak, that costs $100 million to the local economy in the region. So that's why folks want to get this bridge done as quickly as possible. The bridge is still at the same budget it was from when it was first announced. The issue is, the reason why it looks like it's like a larger budget, is because of the fact that the project keeps growing. From a standpoint of, we have to do a turn system over by the transfer station in Norwalk, because right now the Danbury branch line rails trains actually turn on the Walk Bridge, and that's not going to be possible much longer. We're going to be also fixing and replacing the Fort Point Street Bridge, the East Avenue Bridge, and the Saugatuck Avenue Bridge as well, or Saugatuck River Bridge. So those are going to get done as well. There's some other issues along the way that need to be replaced as well. But let me just also mention that I think I've been working very closely with many of the various entities that have had some concerns about it, such as Select Plastics. We were able to save that building from being taken. I've worked out an agreement with Coastwise Boatworks and the rowing company that was there, so that they have more time before they have to relocate, and they're very happy with that. I've worked out with the DOT Commissioner an extension that the city had requested for the environmental impact assessment. So I continue to have weekly discussions with the Maritime Aquarium about what they're looking for and what they need. We've been talking with them for the last 2 years or so. Also talking with Spinnaker Company, which is across the street, and they own the building where Washington Prime is, as well as the Lock building next to that. So we know this is a disruptive project. We know this is a large project, but it's one that is going to happen. It's necessary. But my role and the mayor's role is to make sure that we're protecting Norwalk interests. The second thing is, I want to talk about the Route 7 interchange and also the Merritt 7 train station. Those are on deck to get worked on too. We're designing those, and those are going to be very important to Norwalk as well. There's also going to be some other work around the Yankee Doodle Bridge and a little north of that. So it's a good time for us to be here to make sure we're protecting Norwalk's interests, but we also want to make sure that the ball is moving forward, so that we are investing and protecting our infrastructure so that commuters can have a reliable and consistent type of a commute. So continue to advocate and fight for those I represent, while at the same time making sure that we are moving our transportation infrastructure forward into the next century. Many folks have talked about whether or not the Walk Bridge should be a fixed bridge or it's going to be a movable bridge. Neither the Army Corps of Engineers nor the Coast Guard want this to be a fixed bridge, and it would create a lot of delay and it would increase costs. We'd probably lose our Sandy grant that is over $200 million. So it's a lot of political talk. The reality is that the federal agencies do not want it to be a fixed bridge. We'll probably hear from them more formally soon on that issue. But at the moment, we need to work in reality. We need to make sure that we're protecting the interests around the bridge, and to keep going back to the issue of, is it going to be a fixed bridge at the end of the day, is not something that is really very realistic.